performance of a team is much stronger when you have different individuals cooperating together.
Yeah, I do think it's a business issue that goes down to profitability. The reality is when you've got more diverse people in senior positions, they each bring something different to the table, which can only help the business prosper and do better.
If you don't have well-rounded teams that reflect society, how can you ever hope to be successful servicing that client base in that society? It's simply not going to happen.
I personally feel quite strongly about the fairness argument. You know, the fact of the matter is that we all know that when you look out there and you are looking at talent and you are looking at skill set and you are looking at what people have got to offer, women have as much and different things to offer as men.
You are your own person, regardless whether you're male or female, and it's all about whether you can do the job and do the job well. It's your skills, it's what you can bring, it's the challenges you can bring.
I also think it's really important and really beneficial in terms of attracting the best talent regardless of gender. And if a potential candidate can look at the leadership structure and see someone that looks like them, it immediately becomes a more attractive prospect.
The women's netball team winning gold medal resulted in an absolutely marked and huge take-up in netball as a sport. Why? Because people looked at them and said, I could do that. Well, it's exactly the same with women in senior positions. Everyone behind them thinks, I could do that.
There's nothing more inspiring than having a really amazing woman who's absolutely smashing it as your kind of go-to role model.
Well, I was lucky enough to go on the Flourish programme, which was aimed specifically at female lawyers within AG and in-house clients, which was a 2-day programme, really inspirational speakers.
The returner programme I think is really vital because we don't want to lose people who've spent 10 years learning to be great lawyers who may go off and have for childcare reasons, have a bit of time off for a year or two. And then find that perhaps they think they've lost their skills. So the returner programme is really important to get people back into the workplace.
One of the things that I've really enjoyed personally is the networking sessions that we've set up with our managing associates, and I attended one of the first meetings in our Leeds office a few weeks ago. And to just have an ability to sit round in an informal environment with some of our senior women and to talk to them about what their aspirations were, how we can help and support them with that, I thought was really powerful.
I've taken shared parental leave twice now. I think it's absolutely fantastic that Addleshaw's has offered the same as the maternity offering. It means that there's no discrimination between men and women when it comes to progression, because it's a case of normalising men in childcare.
We've come such a long way in agile working. Gone are the days where you're stuck in your desk and at your computer waiting for that last email to go, and I really think that that's just really enshrined in our practice now.
Only 100 years since women were allowed to become lawyers. That's not actually that long. And we've come a long way, but actually the fact that we're still talking about it says that we haven't come far enough.
I think it's really important that we don't become complacent. I think we need to be constantly monitoring the workplace to make sure that the environment and the practices that we have for our staff give our female lawyers every opportunity to realise their aspirations.
So I think it's the flexible career pathways. I think that's probably one of the biggest things that we can do.
You know, like the millennial generation that are coming up through, there's a different expectation about what they want from their working life. They don't want it necessarily to be completely all-consuming. And so I think having those role models in the business that say, yes, I'm committed to my job, I love my job, and I'm really ambitious and I want to get to those senior levels, but also not having to give up everything in order to be able to get there, and seeing that that's something that's accepted within a business is really crucial.
You know, we really should look to challenge what I would call the more kind of casual sexism that sometimes happens. The comments that might be made about a woman and her characteristics.
The biggest issue is unconscious bias. So I think we need to talk about it more internally. And I think people should individually almost be much more self-aware in terms of how they approach things.
Keeping up that flexibility, keeping up that there are many different models of how to work a career, and approaches to it, when to come back, how long you can be absent for, making it easier to come back. All these things we have been doing, but we have to be vigilant to just improve it and improve it constantly.